He was a football legend loved by millions, until one bloody night turned him into the most controversial murder suspect in history. O.J. Simpson was born on July 9, 1947, in San Francisco, California. Raised in a low-income neighborhood, he overcame a difficult childhood to become one of the greatest American football players of his era. He rose to national fame while playing college football at the University of Southern California, where he won the prestigious Heisman Trophy in 1968. Simpson later became an NFL superstar with the Buffalo Bills, setting rushing records and earning Hall of Fame honors. After retiring from football, he built a successful career as a sports broadcaster and Hollywood actor, appearing in films and commercials, and became a widely recognized public figure in American pop culture. O.J. Simpson was first married to Marguerite Whitley in 1967, and they had 3 children before divorcing in 1979. Soon after, he married Nicole Brown Simpson in 1985. Nicole was much younger than him, and their relationship eventually became troubled. Over the years, their marriage was marked by frequent conflicts, jealousy, and reports of domestic violence. In 1989, police were called to their home, and Simpson later pleaded no contest to a domestic violence charge. The couple divorced in 1992, but continued to see each other on and off, and tensions reportedly remained high. Friends and family later described their relationship as intense and unstable, with arguments and emotional strain continuing even after the divorce. On the night of June 12, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman were found brutally stabbed to death outside Nicole's home in Los Angeles. Suspicion quickly turned toward her ex-husband, O.J. Simpson. A slow-speed police chase, the next major moment was the Bronco chase. On June 17, 1994, after being charged, O.J. Simpson did not turn himself in as expected. Instead, he was seen riding in a white Ford Bronco driven by his friend Al Cowlings. Police followed the vehicle in a slow-speed chase across Los Angeles highways, while helicopters filmed from above. Around 95 million people watched live on television. It became one of the most surreal and historic moments in American media history. That night marked the point where the case fully exploded into a worldwide spectacle, no longer just a crime story, but a cultural event that divided the country. It was followed days later, televised live across the United States, capturing national attention. Simpson was arrested and charged with double murder. The trial, often called the Trial of the Century, lasted nearly a year and was broadcast worldwide. After news of the murders spread in 1994, the image of O.J. Simpson changed almost overnight. Before the case, he was seen as a beloved sports hero, actor, and television personality, widely admired across America. But once he became the main suspect in the killings of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, non-stop media coverage turned the case into a global sensation. Television channels broadcast updates daily, newspapers covered every detail, and millions watched the famous police chase before. Even though Simpson was found not guilty in criminal court, his public reputation was severely damaged. Many people still believed he was responsible, leading to lost endorsements, acting opportunities, and broadcasting jobs. Companies cut ties with him, and he largely disappeared from mainstream entertainment. In later, the trial live. Instead of being remembered mainly as a football legend, his name became permanently linked to controversy and one of the most debated murder trials in history, marking a dramatic fall from fame that never fully recovered. Prosecutors argued that Ron Goldman was not the intended target, but was killed because he happened to be at Nicole Brown Simpson's home that night. Goldman had reportedly gone there to return a pair of glasses left at a restaurant. According to the prosecution's theory, he arrived during the attack and was killed as a witness. However, since O.J. Simpson was found not guilty in criminal court, no official motive was legally established. The idea that Goldman was killed simply because he was present is based on the prosecution's case, and the exact truth remains debated. The great deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, he was later found liable in a civil court in 1997 and ordered to pay millions in damages to the victims' families. Then, in 2007, Simpson was arrested again in an unrelated case involving armed robbery in Las Vegas. In 2008, he was convicted and sentenced to prison. He served about 9 years before being released on parole in 2017. During the 1995 trial of O.J. Simpson, several dramatic moments shaped the outcome and public reaction. One of the most famous was when Simpson tried on gloves found at the crime scene. They appeared too tight, leading his defense attorney to argue, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," which became a defining line of the trial. The case was further shaken when Detective Mark Furman was exposed for using racist language in past recordings, damaging the prosecution's credibility and raising doubts about the investigation. One more important part that often gets mentioned is how deeply the case divided America. The trial of O.J. Simpson became more than just a murder case. It exposed racial tensions between the Los Angeles Police Department and the Black community, especially coming shortly after the Rodney King incident. Many people viewed the verdict through a racial lens, which made reactions very different across communities. Years later, books, documentaries, and series like The People vs. O.J. Simpson kept the debate alive, proving that the case never truly left public memory. After the criminal trial, O.J. Simpson attempted to rebuild his image, but public suspicion never fully faded. In 2006, he wrote a controversial book titled If I Did It, which described a hypothetical version of the murders. Many people saw this as disturbing and insensitive, and the victims' families later gained rights to the book. Then, in 2007, he was arrested in Las Vegas for armed robbery in a separate incident, convicted in 2008, and sent to prison. O.J. Simpson died in April 2024 at the age of 76 after battling cancer. Even after his death, debates about the 1994 case continue, and his legacy remains deeply controversial, remembered both as a football legend and as the central figure in one of the most famous murder trials in history.